What is up, everybody? We are back with another day of content. This one's gonna be a pretty short video. I just wanted to touch bases with you guys. I know I've been slacking on the content, on my daily content thing. I know I'm horrible, but I tore into the motor and I kind of want to show you guys what I found. It was pretty impressive. Yeah, let's check it out. So these are the pistons that came out of 7 and 8. It's impressive to say the least. So you can see as to where the valve met the piston right there, as well as on this one. Not very bad though. So when I popped it off, I didn't even notice this at first. I thought the heads were fine when I looked at them, but check this out. Chris, my buddy, was up here and he noticed that these things were torched out real bad. Both heads too, which is pretty odd. Obviously the valves on those two holes that found the pistons 7 and 8, I think it's this one and that one, I don't know. Obviously the valves are probably hurt on those ones, but as for like the amount of catastrophic failure that happened in this motor, I mean, look at this piston. For these to happen and nothing to be beat up on there, like the spark plugs still looked fine when they came out. That's why I was so confused on how aggressive this was. But both sides, so this is a BTR small bore boost gasket. I think it's the 9-layer or whatever for their boost stuff for the small bore. But both sides at the tag, the little date tag, is where it torched. So, and nothing torched on the pistons on either of these holes, and the cylinder walls look fine. So I'm wondering if I just had a failing gasket or maybe a defect in the tags, possibly. I'm not really sure what happened with this. This is kind of an odd deal. So we thought we didn't have a lot of timing in this motor. It was 23 pounds of boost and 13 degrees of timing. Most of you know this thing was on methanol, so you can kind of get away with a little more. If you don't know about methanol, it's just a colder burning fuel, which means you can get away with a little more timing, a little bit more boost, be a little bit more aggressive on the tune-up with less chance of catastrophic failure. But what we're thinking, which is, since we looked at the data log and everything was fine on the data log, AFRs were fine, boost was fine, RPM had a little wiggle in it, but it recovered real fast from whatever it saw that was funny. Whoa, now I'm thinking about it. So we are thinking that possibly the reluctor spun on the crank. So what we had thought was 13 degrees of timing may have been a lot more or less, depending. I don't know which way it would read or which way it spins. Technically, I'm not really sure about that, but that's like the only thing we can really think of is why it would have done something so aggressive like this. Let me see if I can set you guys up here and talk. So that is what we're coming up with, is that we are thinking that maybe the reluctor spun and it just had a lot more timing than it was telling us. We did not check timing on this one because it was a stock 24x deal. I mean, we probably should have, but we didn't. So yeah, maybe it just had a bunch of timing in it and we weren't really sure. What we thought was a little may have been a lot. It's just the weirdest thing with the data log that looked good, and what had happened to this thing is two different stories. And 7 and 8 are normally the problem child in an LS for breaking and coming apart and stuff like that. So it's just a weird deal. I had a couple bent head studs from it, which is kind of odd. Or maybe they weren't bent, but they were pretty shitty coming out. Yeah, I just don't know. It's a really weird deal. So this is now a boat anchor. I don't really know what's next. We've talked about it kind of before. Top end stuff was fine, springs were fine, rockers were fine, all that stuff. Obviously the cam is hurt now. So this is all pretty much a boat anchor. I got the fuel pump off. We'll send that back to like Alky Digger or something like that. Have them go through it, make sure it's all good. I have an Alky Digger drive for this, so make sure that's all good as well. Maybe use that on the next deal. Same cam drive thing. I'm thinking I'll probably put the rockers and maybe the springs on the Gen 3 build I have for the C10. Possibly do that. If the push rods I'll check out, I'll probably put the push rods because they're the BTR Chromoly 7400 push rods. I'll probably put those in there too because I only have stock ones for the Gen 3 thing. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's just really weird. I thought I would bring you guys into this and show you the carnage again, because I showed you the carnage when it was together all the way. I didn't know it torched a couple holes, and it was just kind of weird how it did it. I wish I would have filmed taking it apart, but I was waiting for Chris to show up, and I got bored and just picked up a wrench, started pulling stuff apart. Not even thinking that I probably should have filmed it. Just trying to keep up on content for you guys, show you guys a little bit more in depth on what this was, what we're thinking it was. We don't really know. I also don't run water in a water block. I don't know very many people. I know a lot of people do. A lot of people say don't. With the methanol, it being a water head and a water block, and the heat maybe was a cracking cylinders, or it was squeezing on the pistons because the clearance were wrong from it being a stock bore. The clearances are probably a little tighter on a stock bore than it would be as if you made it knowing that you were going to run no water in a water block. That was another thing we were thinking. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll try to salvage as much as we can out of this. Salvage the rockers, salvage the push rods, salvage the springs, maybe pull the cam out and see how terrible it is. Maybe send it back for a regrind if it's not horrible. The wrist pin did get jammed up in there between the crank and the cam, but it looked like it hit one time and it just stopped everything. Maybe it can be reground, maybe it's not worth it. I don't know how much it would cost for a regrind, but that is a possibility because it is a huge cam. It's a Lunati deal. 651, 243, 243, 114 LSA, I want to say. So it's pretty hefty for a stock bottom end 5.3 deal. Lunati sounded like they knew what they were talking about. The cam worked good. It may have worked better on a different combination. I think the cam was really big for the deal for this combo with the two real big turbos and the converter that wasn't correct for the car and the combo. But as for the Snake Eater injectors, they did everything they were supposed to. I had no issues with them. AFRs were continuous across the board. They made it through the dyno. I sent them back after the dyno because we thought we had an issue with them. We sent them back. There was absolutely nothing wrong with them. We still don't know what was going on in that hole, but we had Brad and the guys over there with Snake Eater and girls flow them, test them, and they said that it flowed up to like 110 psi and there was no issue, no variance, nothing crazy. Sent it back. We were having one of the spark plugs was showing that it was having issues in that hole, but we also pulled a bent rod out of that hole, so the bent rod could have just been being the issue in that hole the whole time. We don't really know when it bent. That was prior to this motor. Well, this is the same motor, but prior to this build where it blew up. After that, we sent them back. He tested them again, brought them back. They flowed great for this combo. Nothing was wrong. I saw absolutely no reason that would have caused it. AFRs were great. They were holding up strong for that 90 psi base. I also have a link, discount code for Snake Eater. I know a lot of you guys are probably against that deal, or you know, aren't fond of them, but I've had them in four cars now that I've had no issues with. The guys and girls over there at Snake Eater are super helpful customer service, questions, all that stuff. So I have an discount code. It's imposter, all capitals. It's 10% off. Everything in the store. So at checkout, you just put in imposter, capital letters, 10% off. So if you guys need anything, filters, throttle bodies, injectors, whatever they have in the store, if you want merch, stuff like that, go check it out. Also, my merch, I'm working on getting a website up so that you guys can start purchasing merch. NSA merch, which is Never Satisfied Apparel, or Ruined It Racing merch. Kind of same deal. I just kind of separated the racing part and the Never Satisfied Apparel deal, because I don't really know. I just kind of combined it and separated them all at the same time. Trying to get a website up for that. So if you guys want hats or stickers or shirts or hoodies, anything like that, let me know. Get in the comments, get in contact with me. I'll get you guys hooked up with that. Go follow my other, well, you guys are probably coming from my other socials. So I also have a TikTok that I post on, Instagram I post on. If you guys want those, I will leave the link in the bio for those. If you guys have any other questions, if you guys have a video you want to see specifically, if you guys want to ask me something about the car, I can go through the car, stuff like that. So just get in the comments, let me know, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button, tell your friends, get involved. Make sure to hit that like button. I see like 100 and something views. I don't know if you don't like the video, but hit the like button, hit the dislike button, get in there. I see some of you guys are commenting now, ask me questions, I can make more videos. It's a lot easier when you guys give me a question that I can go over on the video. But yeah, this is just a little short deal. I thought I'd let you guys into that, the catastrophe again, all this carnage. I showed you the first time, but this time it was a little crazier now that the heads are off and I got to see the gaskets and stuff like that. But thanks for watching. A little short video, 11 minutes. Stay tuned. I got more stuff coming up. I have some other footage I need to edit and get into, so I will get this up, keep you guys informed on what's going on, and maybe I'll let you guys in on a little secret on the next deal. All right, thanks for watching.